Yes, that right there was the end of the world, the bane of our existence, the cause of all the strife in the households of us Gen X kids. That damn VCR flashing 12. Nobody had that thing set. I mean, how many people's place did you go to? And that VCR was always blink, 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 blink. I mean, you could always tell you. It's in the living room and you have that creepy light flashing, you know, and it was always just the basic LCD flash, right? Blink, blink, blink. Coming out in the middle of the night, going out into the living room. You got to go get a drink in the kitchen. You walk through there and it'd be blink, blink, blink. That thing caused more problems than anything else I can think of. I will absolutely guarantee it. You want to know why the divorce rate was so high among Gen X? Amongst the parents of us Gen X kids? It was that damn VCR. It was the fights that broke out over programming that damn VCR. Getting that clock to stop blinking. It was a quest. Something unimaginable that most people would not take on, could not go on, and did not want to try and achieve. It was complicated. Yeah, they had their instructions in the manual, and the damn thing, the instructions for setting that in the manuals on the first machines was more complicated than landing the lunar module on the moon the first time around. I swear it. And why? I don't know, some jerk off that made these things decided, this is easy, push it in, push play. What can we do to make everybody's head explode? You know, it was the first engineering practical joke on the consumer. I say so. I mean, who in your house programmed that thing? I know your parents never did. Mine never did. Half the time I didn't do it. It got to the point where it was so bad they got tired of doing it. My old man would be like, unplug that thing and put it away. And the VCR wasn't even out and wasn't even plugged in until it was time to watch. Because we all know then, if you had a VCR then, and then the old stack stereo system, and then if you had cable and the old RCA cords, you had wires back there everywhere. People talk about cable management now. You should have tried it back then when you had everything put together. And then something, it would all work, but there would be one thing would be wrong. You'd be able to watch your show, but you wouldn't be able to record your show. Or you'd be able to play in the VCR. But it wasn't like you turned it on in the VCR and all of a sudden the show came on. Oh no, you had to turn the channel to either channel 3 or channel 4. There was an actual physical switch for people that don't remember on the back, the switch. Oh, and on top of that, a lot of the older TVs did not have that coaxial female end sticking out of the TV for putting the cable into. You know the one I'm talking about. A lot of them older ones didn't have it. See, you had to get the adaptable splitter. You get it? You know what I'm talking about. And put that on and then do it. And oh, God forbid if you hooked that to the wrong one, but that went where your antenna was. And if you had an antenna and you did that and the antenna accidentally popped off at the same time you were putting that on, you'd go to put that on and it would bump your antenna. Well, now you're spending the next 2 weeks tuning your TV back in for the channels because everything most was over the air. Well, son of a bitch, I tell you, it's the bane of our existence. That's what caused household strife. That's what caused the fights. That's why there was so many missing kids and runaways from Gen X. That's why the divorce rate was through the roof. It was that damn clock, I tell you. Blink, blink, blink. You know it. I know it. And that was absolutely garbage. It was the bane of our existence, but oh, it was so great to be able to have a machine at home when you could watch a movie at home and you didn't have to go to the theater or the drive-in and you could rent a movie. And then a lot of movies then you didn't see in theater because once those things came out, there was the direct to VHS studios. And that's where most of the movies came from. Hollywood didn't make a ton of movies. They didn't pound them out like they did the last few years. It's going to be more like it is now where the big studios only have maybe 4 or 5 coming out a year. That's how that worked. It wasn't like you went to the theater every day and there was 27 new movies in there. Shit, these giant movie plexes, they weren't even really a thing. But the home VCR, the blinking clock, it infuriates me to this day. I would like to take a challenge. I would like to get an old VCR. There's a couple of them, top load. Take the younger people, set them up, run a technology challenge, and see which one of them can figure out how to set that clock. they can't have their smartphone. They can't have nothing, no access to the internet. I just want them to sit down, set that clock, and we'll time them. We'll start a new system of games. Challenge people, see what they can do, see if they could get that clock set. And who's going to win? Who's going to collect that money? Who is going to be able to declare victory and be the champion of the VCR clock so it's no longer blinking 12, 12, 12? Thank God they didn't have voice then, right? Imagine walking out in your living room and all you hear is 12, 12, 12, 12. No way in hell. That would absolutely, completely, utterly drive me insane. And I wouldn't have been able to handle it. And I wouldn't be able to take it. And you all know what I'm talking about. 12, 12, 12. Screw that. Anyway, that was just a thought of the day. I dug up the old VCR, saw it on the shelf. It's sitting out there in the living room on the deep freeze now. And I'm thinking, maybe I should connect it somewhere. Hook it up to one of my TVs, but I don't have a TV that has any possible adaptation for it. All the TVs only have HDMI or optical. No RCA. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. This is Drac saying bye-bye and peace out, everyone.